Today we're going to be talking about the top 5 rogue decks right now. We'll do another segment here where I talk about the top 5 fun rogue decks, also to my opinion. Just like everybody has an anus, everybody has an opinion. I just want to show everybody what I think is going to be the best. So these are the top 5 rogue decks for September 2021. Let's dig on into this bad boy, shall we? Make sure you guys smash the love and crap out, subscribe, and so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. For some reason, 38.4% of you just hate me. Hit the subscribe button, that's all I'm asking, alright? Number 1 on our list over here is Insects. As of Dawn of the Majesty getting released here, we have had such a crazy uptick in rogue bug representation that it is absolutely amazing. I think this has been one of the coolest and exciting one of the most exciting metagame developments we've had in a while. Now, besides the fact that Quagga Hercules is going to literally cost you a literal nut to pick up, it's ridiculous. Nami, the card needs the reprint, by the way. The deck also has issues against itself. It is very fragile. But for smaller size locals, this deck is tearing people apart, actually. Kind of reminds me of Odotic a little bit in the regard of it being able to handle these smaller rogue compact events. So the deck's trap card, the deck's searchability, in the big fortress that they have. The Link 4 is an actual powerhouse, but where the deck really shines is the fact that the Link 2 revives itself back onto the field for really free. Alright, like Link climbing in this deck is super easy. That's why you actually see this deck doing well. It's because with the release of, you know, the whole new archetype in Dawn, the B-Trooper archetype, we got the chance to see this deck get more streamlined right now. So, yes, Insects are a viable rogue strategy at this point in time in Yu-Gi-Oh! We do have, like, Burst is right around the corner here. We're supposedly getting more cards for the B theme in there, so we'll have to wait and see what more power-ups they can actually give this deck, because truthfully, if we go too much down the paradigm here, we might just end up creating, like, a super powerful deck that we might end up regretting later on in the deck's existence. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that. Next up over here is Invoked. Now, I know. Alright, Alistair, the normal summon Invoker. Punch your deck at Invocation. Watch your opponent Ashu. I already drew it anyway, sucker. Alright, the fact that this deck still sits down here, 1 card engines, by the way, is the reason why. Alright, when you can have an entire deck strategy dedicated to 1 card packages is where we see these things start to succeed. When you've already got 7 1-card engines to get your entire deck going, and then the other 4 cards are hand traps, resources to generate further advantage, a sub-engine in the deck like Shaddoll, you know, some of these other builds out here play, you know, the whole Dogmatica package. It comes down to what your flavor of the month is. And truthfully, you get to go about this a couple ways. You either decide, hey, I definitely want to play the Shaddoll package in here because Winda's a heck of a card. You would be surprised the amount of people out there that still want Winda banned. Alright, Winda has not been a problem for about a couple of months now, actually. Alright, that's saying something. We really took that. Want to deal with this. This is BS. Why is Winda legal? Right, like, it's not like you're going to see Invoke Dogmatica Shaddoll OTK you. I mean, they can't package running, they gotta have punishment to, like, clear field. They gotta have a lot of conditions kind of set up. I know they can. Yeah, the deck is still doing its thing ever so slightly better than it, and that's a whole lot worse now. Next up here is Phantom Knights. Now, last time I made a video, having played against the deck every locals, effectively now, I will say one thing. Dark Ruler no more beats the deck, obviously. I know a lot of the super competitive builds don't focus on playing against. I feel like you're a little bit more well-rounded, I feel like is the term I want to say there, because dedicating too much to one field where your recoverability from some of the decks is usually like Dragoon, F-Zero, and Apollosa through your load. You build this huge board, and for what? Like, what was the purpose of this? Like, what was your end game? Because if your opponent breaks that board, which, unironically, that's not really that hard to break, as much as you would think that is format, but that's a story for another day. So, very good. It's just, we're in a really weird place in the meta where, like, these decks are good, but functionally, they're not the best. Next up on our list here is the Candy Treats. Candy Treats are always showing up at all of these European events, and so we won't have to deal with cards that say, this card can't be targeted by, alright? So we basically get around the bad apples, I would say, out there. So basically, we get good recurability. We have the Treats is a really good deck is because, well, a D-Shifter just resolved. What's the Tri-Brigade player supposed to do at this point? Like, the Tri-Brigade player is not going to have a good time because they can't capitalize on their graveyard. Because where'd the graveyard go, George? Like, format is just Zoodiac. Alright, aka Zeus Turbo. Alright, I've done, and truthfully, just Protect the Castle Zeus Edition feels very good. It's one-card engines here, where Alistair, Praying Kids, you know, if you resolve these one-card engines, you're good to go. Like, the format's not going to stop you. Then you play, like, the Sky Striker package to, once again, solidify that point of protection, alright? Eagle Booster is a heck of a card, man, alright? And I only mention this because it doesn't need to go anywhere. At this point in time, I think we've set the condition, so play your one-card packages. Take advantage of them. Basically, generic good support, alright? You can basically well-round it out, put the format. That's interesting enough. So guys, these are the top rogue decks that I think. Subscribe so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. And I will see your beautiful faces back here later on the day with some more cool Oz content. You guys have a good rest of your day, alright? Peace out, guys. Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys, for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.